Bucky Irving returned to practice today. What does that mean? Is my whole deep investigation I made into Bucky Irving's injury now irrelevant? Some commenters seem to think so, but I don't think a lot of you understand how NFL practices and injury designations work. I'm going to do a complete explanation here. If you're like me and have played fantasy football for over 20 years, won 36% of your leagues, then you need to understand how injuries work so you can play the game of injury designations during the week. At the end of the video, I'll get back to Bucky Irving. There are 3 designations that players can get in practice. They can not practice, they can be limited, or they can be a full participant. There are some overarching statistics. For instance, 86% of all players who were active in the final practice of the week on Friday play on Sunday. Only 71% who are limited play, and a low 29% who do not practice on Friday actually suit up for Sunday. You'll also usually have 3 practices every single week that are the main ones to monitor. If a team plays on Sunday, we're looking at Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Saturday is the day to go over the film before the game. Monday is the day to go over the film after the game. And then Tuesday is a mandatory rest day by the NFL. This Wednesday practice is often the most interesting. It's often the most intensive of all the practices. It's the closest to game speed. It's also the most commonly missed practice. You'll often see veterans or players who are nursing an injury just miss this practice, but then be totally fine for the game on Sunday. But if there's one key takeaway you get from this video, not all practices are created equal. A full padded NFL practice is very rare today. In fact, the NFL limits each team to only have a maximum of 14 of these full padded intense practices every single season. A lot of more player-friendly coaches will often only have 7 or 8 of these practices. It's more the old school Mike Tomlin type guys who really take advantage of the full 14. And there are 18 weeks in the season, so a team mathematically cannot have a full padded practice every single week. Generally, coaches have a full padded practice if they're going into a physical matchup, get their team more physical after a disappointing loss. It's more of a statement that a coach makes. There's a step below a full padded practice where you wear shells, basically it's just some thin foam on your shoulders, normal shorts on your legs, and a helmet. Guys still collide, receivers and running backs still accelerate, decelerate at game speed. And that's the key thing to understand with missed practices, as well as the difference between lower body injuries and upper body injuries. Practices are designed so that guys aren't going to get injured. You don't have guys fully tackled to the ground. The main reason a guy misses practice is because of a lower body injury. It's that acceleration, deceleration that NFL guys have that the teams want to monitor and not have something be aggravated. There's also a step below shells, which is basically just a walkthrough. What Bucky Irving did today was a walkthrough. The injury that he is nursing primarily is in his shoulder, so it's not something he's likely to aggravate in a practice anyway. What this practice participation shows to me is that Bucky Irving has an intention to return to the field, but he is still a ways away. His team is banged up, they're thinking about the playoffs, and the only reason you should get Bucky Irving on your team is if you are sure that you're going to be in the fantasy playoffs and you want to take an upside risk. I might be wrong, we might be missing some information, but if you're curious exactly where I rank Bucky Irving, Sean Tucker, Rashad White, and everyone else in the NFL, go to my site fansports.com. I'm updating every single day to help you win your fantasy football league, making daily videos to that effect as well. So thank you for spending a few valuable minutes of your day with me here. I'll see you in the next one. Stay learning. Peace.